Hey yo, what's up? It's Peace Be John. Look, so today I got a special treat for y'all. Just 14 minutes of me reacting to some feminists. Some extreme feminists. Alright, so y'all go ahead and hit subscribe, hit that like button, and let's get it going.
It's not all men. You know that it goes both ways, right? It happens to men too. Yes, it does. But do you know what the difference is? With you, it is individual. With us, it is systematic.
Okay, so right off the bat, it sounds like she's talking about being violated. And then she begins to discount men as individuals who are victims of said violence. And finally, she says that this violence that women face is systematic. It sounds like she believes that men just get together as a whole and say, hey, we're going to attack women and violate them. It's not true. Look, most men are not tracking you. They're not searching for you in order to attack you. That's not what goes on in the majority of men's minds. And to say that this is systematic, come on. These types of attacks are some of the most punishable offenses here in America. So to believe that you have an entire system that's promoting this culture, it's a lie. And we need to stop telling our little girls this, our little boys this, because they eat this up and they believe it. A lot of these new age feminists create problems where there are no problems, and they start fighting a fight that's not even really there. And this is one of those fights. So look, I urge this community to stop spreading messages like this. Messages that are blatant lies. And then messages like this get spread out there, and then women with actual common sense, they think about all of this, and then they say, no, I'm not going to be a feminist. And then these new age feminists get upset with them.
It happens in family, it happens multiple times in public, it happens openly in school, with doctors, with teachers, with authority figures. It happens even on live TV. And no, by saying this, I'm in no way, shape, or form belittling male victims.
You're not belittling male victims, no, but you are discounting a male victim's experience.
But do you know what I found interesting? That the only time when you speak about male suffering is when you defend yourself when we speak up. If you truly care about male victims and male suffering, then make videos about it.
Make videos about it. Okay, so this is just ignorance at its finest, because I mean, you look all over social media, you hear men speaking about men's issues everywhere. Yeah, it's just a case of, I don't know what's going on around me. All I see is what I want to see.
I am so sorry that I talk about the systematic oppression of women. Because what I'm talking about is not happening since days, since months, or since years. It happened since the beginning of time.
Okay, so just FYI, I'm not going to be stopping on every single clip. Just on some of them. And this lady, her her arguments aren't very solid.
If men can't control themselves, seeing women in skirts, who let them control whole countries?
Okay, yeah, I've seen a few of these little skits of this woman where she comes with a rainbow flag, runs towards the camera, and just asks a silly question and then runs off. The action itself is inherently funny, but she's not really saying much in the things that she says and the point she tries to get across.
No, not all men. But if I was to give you a box of chocolates where 1 in 10 of those was actually a chocolate-covered tiny little piece of
So she starts off her analogy by comparing men to poop, doo-doo, boo-boo. Look, women, this should make a lot of you upset, because a lot of you have fathers, brothers, sons, uncles, nephews. And women like this, they put all men in a box and they talk down on them. They hate men, period. They do not like one man. And that's sad, because they have the same thing you have. Fathers, uncles, brothers, etc. So where does that disconnect come from? Oh yeah, and word to the viewer, I don't really curse on my channel, so you see emojis and certain words being left out. That's due to me taking out those words, just so y'all know and won't be confused or whatever. All right, let's go.
Would you be cautious of the lot of them? For the love of God. We know it's not all men. We know it's not all sharks either. But you're still gonna swim to shore if you know there's one in the water. Do you realise how absolutely redundant it is when we mention our fear of walking alone at night because of men, and y'all scratch your tiny little two brain cells together and come up with, no, not all men are like that. Or, oh, but we get scared walking alone at night too. Yeah, why is that? Are you perhaps afraid of getting attacked by a group of men?
Okay, well, I don't think it's smart for you to want to walk anywhere at night by yourself, man or woman. And that's not even talking about these group of men that this young lady's so afraid of. Where I live, there are all kinds of animals that roam around at night. The biggest ones that you have to be afraid of, though, are the non-predatory animals like deer. Right? Deer are so afraid of you that if they see you walking by yourself, there's a chance that they will attack you. And so, no, walking in the street by yourself at nighttime is not a smart thing to do. And I also want to add, as a black man, on 2 separate occasions, I've had guns drawn to my face by police officers. And I'll probably get into the details on that on a separate video. But just know that I was completely innocent. Right? There was no reason. And then eventually these cops realized that they were in the wrong, blase, whatever. Right? I went into a mindset of all police are horrible people. Right? This is what I thought for a few years. And then I just realized, man, look, I'm not growing as an individual. Constantly being afraid of police officers every time I would see one. And then I realized it doesn't make any sense. It does me no good as a man to constantly live in fear. Why? Because I can't grow. And if I can't grow, then there's no point of me doing anything. Look, you can't constantly blame men for your fear of going out and doing whatever. You can't. In the end of the day, it's your fear that's keeping you out. It's no one else. When I hear a literal female say she's not a feminist. Okay.
You're not very pretty, and you're not very bright. I'm so glad we had that talk.
Okay, so when another woman tells you she's not a feminist, you shame her physically, and then you shame her intelligence. Huh. I thought she was going to bring something educational to the conversation. Oh, you're not a feminist? Well, here's why I'm a feminist. Point 1, point 2, point 3. But no, she went straight to a shaming tactic. And this is exactly what these feminists talk against. And yet, she's doing the exact thing that she's so against. Ironic.
My jokes are so funny. You should try smiling more, sweetheart. It's not all men. You're pretty smart for a woman.
Yeah, telling a woman that she's smart for a woman, that's not right, and I don't agree with that at all. It's the equivalent of telling a black girl she's pretty for a black girl. And what is it with this not all men thing? Is this a new movement going on or what? Somebody tell me, because I've never heard of it before.
Sorry, tough guys. It's part 2 of a day in the life of a stay-at-home husband. When I say check your misogyny at the door, I mean it. It's the weekend, so you know I gotta let my queen sleep in, so I make her some pancakes. She likes them with chocolate chippies in them. After I flip the script on these gender norms, she wakes up to a hot plate of pancakes. On Sundays we strip the sheets, and then I load the dishwasher. Next, I borrow my wife's credit card and I go get some groceries. I check those eggs. I check out, make my way home, and put the groceries away. The fridge organized with all her favorite drinks and snacks, and then I take the trash out to where the men go. Don't strain yourself, queen. You work too hard. You know the drill. Follow to end the patriarchy.
Alright, this guy has to be trolling. But for purpose of this content, let's assume that this is real. Let's assume that he really believes men are trash. Dude, what does that make you? I guess you think your wife finds that attractive. A man who hates what he is. Listen, she might find it attractive right now until she meets Chad at work. You know, he's very handsome. He's a provider. He's a protector. And he's sure of himself as a man. He doesn't call himself trash. Why would a woman want to reproduce with a man who believes he's trash? If trash were to reproduce, it would just create more trash. Come on, man.
What are some things you've noticed that are blatantly sexist but are so normalized?
I grew her from scratch, like literally her bones, her heart, her brain, her whole body. I grew it from scratch with my body, and then I hosted her in my body for 9 months as she grew, 9 painful months, and then I birthed her into this world, and yet she has my husband's last name.
So her complaint is that she grew the baby inside of her, kept her warm, safe, in her belly, in her womb. And then when she was born, the father was given the honor of his daughter having his last name. And this is a case of creating an issue where there is no issue. The DNA originated from the man. And that DNA actually holds everything about that child's personality, everything about that child's looks. That all comes from the DNA, which originated inside the sperm cells. So the father gave that to the woman to hold, to nurture, to care for, and she grew it. Yes, he gets to have the honor of having his daughter have his last name. Why wouldn't he? That's his DNA. And her words, not mine, she was the host. And when you're hosting something, inherently, it is not 100% yours.
Just because a girl posts her body doesn't mean she's a whore. You little boys be flexing your dad's shotgun and throwing up gang signs, and you're still a bitch.
Okay, I'm not going to respond to anything that she just said. What I'm going to do is give a warning to the parents. Look, there are a lot of softcore porn on TikTok. So if your child has TikTok, I would advise you to reconsider allowing them to keep that account. I actually added this pink shirt on top of this young lady that you see on the screen right now. It was nothing but cleavage. And there's even worse pictures and videos on TikTok. So, yeah, just be careful.
Do you think men are important? Like for what?
Dang, this poor guy right here, he's thinking, don't I not protect? Don't I not provide? If you have to ask yourself as a woman, what value do men bring? Then obviously you're not looking, because it's all around us. I mean, men build the world that we live in. This is fact. And I hate that it's so popular right now just to crap on men, just to talk down on them, as if men are nothing, as if men don't have feelings. And this is the generation that we're bringing up. We're teaching them, hey, you need to understand that men aren't going to be anything. We're teaching little girls this. We're teaching little boys this, that one day, hey, little boy, you're going to grow up to be nothing. So get that understood. And now, look, everyone just laughs about it. All right, y'all. Look, I appreciate y'all staying with me here this entire time. Now, if you liked the video, press that thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be reminded of future notifications. This is Peace Be John. Peace. Be well.